Welcome to Monarch Training. Today we're going to talk about tips for 17.4. So 17.4 is a repeat of 16.4, 55 deadlifts, 55 wall balls, 55 calorie row, then 55 handstand push-ups. This is a 13-minute AMRAP. AMRAP in quotes there. Not too many people are doing multiple rounds or even one full round. So good goal for this workout. Treat it like a chipper. Try to get one complete round, and then you're doing great. So in terms of the different movements here, we already have videos up for deadlifts, wall balls, and rowing. So if you wanted to brush up on technique stuff for that, always want to be doing these movements as efficient as possible because it's going to take away less energy. So real quick on the deadlifts, make sure your back is set and you're doing each rep as perfectly as possible. Other tips in terms of the deadlifts, as we go to do these, we're going to want to break them up. So the deadlifts, the wall balls, the rowing, and then the handstand push-ups require a ton of core stability. So we want to make sure that we're not going to burn out early on in these movements. So even if you can do comfortable sets of 10 on the deadlifts, probably don't. Do sets of 5, kind of chip through it. There's not too much cost to breaking up the deadlifts. It's not like you're doing front squats or something like that and you're going to have to clean it each time. With the deadlifts, if you need to take a rest, just drop the bar. Then when we get to the wall balls, we can go in a little bit bigger sets for that. Suggestion on the wall balls, maybe try to do that in 2 or 3 sets depending on where you're currently at in your wall balls. So you don't want to make it so you're missing wall balls or anything crazy. Stay calm on those. Treat it just as if you were doing squats. Use those legs, throw the ball up there. It's pretty much the same thing as doing a thruster. Use your legs as much as possible. Don't want to burn out your arms for when you have those handstand push-ups later. Another tip on the wall balls, try and keep it smooth in the way that you catch it. We have that video up on how to do wall balls, kind of tips, common mistakes. Make sure you're catching it smoothly and kind of chip away through it in kind of bigger sets. Next up, with that calorie row, make sure you're getting that big hard pull, nice slow recovery. We have a video up. I feel like I keep saying that. We have a video up for that rowing that give you some tips there, some common mistakes. But the big thing, just keep moving at a comfortable pace. Even if you can get the rowing done quicker, you might just want to save that extra, take that extra 10-15 seconds just moving a little slower on the row instead of getting off the row and needing to take a full minute before you get into the handstand push-ups. So row at a nice steady pace that whole time. Focus on that big hard pull and a nice slow recovery. Don't try to rush in your strokes per minute. Make sure you're still getting that big hard pull and constant moving. 2 common mistakes when it comes to the row is not pulling correctly, and they just try to get a lot of movement by sliding their butt a ton, but it's more about the movement in the chain. So make sure you're reaching into that catch, legs back, arms, and then you're getting that lean back. Make sure you're reaching in the catch there. That'll do 2 things for you. It'll set you up so that you're getting a further range of motion out of the chain. The other thing, it'll set you up so you can use your hips in that extension so you can get that big hard pull. If we don't really reach in the catch, we end up just going legs and arms and we take our back kind of out of it. Other thing when it comes to the row, tempo wise, want to make sure you're getting a fast pull and you can rest during the recovery. If you're going to try to slow down, try to more so slow down your strokes per minute as opposed to your how hard you pull it. All right, so last up, these handstand push-ups. This is where a lot of people will struggle in this workout. When it comes to these, a couple tips: break them up because 55 is a lot. You don't want to burn out your arms. If you've ever done a workout like Murph or anything like that has a ton of push-ups in it, once you burn out, you kind of don't have it anymore. So good kips from the start, and as you're going through them, break it up depending on where you're currently at, maybe sets of 3, sets of 5, whatever. Even if you just do singles, just kind of keep chipping away. Try to get as many as you can. Hopefully get back to that deadlift. So in the standards for the handstand push-ups, we're going to have to make that box on the ground. Everyone should be fine with that unless you're a cheater and you try to cheat a ton. Too bad. No one's hands should be crazy out wide. To help on those handstand push-ups with the kipping, bring yourself into a kind of like squat position. Then you can kind of roll your hips to get even more of a range of motion from your legs in order to throw them up aggressively. Make sure when you do this, you're not going to throw your feet into the wall and kick yourself away. Try and throw them kind of straight up. Very similar to how the wall balls will be and how thrusters would be, where we're extending our legs really fast and then following through immediately with that overhead press. So normally when it comes to gymnastic stuff, we're trying to make ourselves as long as possible, and we do that by pointing our toes. When it comes to these handstand push-ups with the standards of getting your heel to touch a wall above the line, we kind of want to do the opposite. You can extend up real quick with your toes pointed, but once we get to the top, make sure you're getting your heel above the line. So staying tight and making sure we're not breaking at the hips or any of that stuff will help. But you can get another inch or two just by kind of pulling your toes towards your shin. So overall main points for the workout tips: break it up and just keep moving. So small sets. Don't let your ego get in the way where you're like, I can deadlift, I'll do sets of 10. You might do sets of 10 or break it up into 2-3 sets for that 55, but then have fun on that row, have fun on those wall balls. Your handstand push-ups are going to be non-existent if your back is that trashed. If you guys want to watch a video to make you feel really bad, watch the 16.4 last year of the strongman Mark Felix. He did the deadlifts unbroken with no thought to him. Finished them. It was stupid. If you guys want to see something cool, check out Mark Felix doing the Open last year. His 16.4. He did those 225 deadlifts, all 55, unbroken, without a thought to him. He finished them off, just looked at his judge and was like, okay, wall balls. So that's it here from Monarch Training. Good luck this weekend on 17.4.